Does it matter which weapon you use for basic attacks? It depends. As you can see, I have a wand on my main set, and I have a staff on my second set, a weapon set. So technically, if you look at the traits, it says over here I have 0.525 second attack speed, and I have a range of 16.8, critical hit chance 150, max mana 970. So whenever I equip this, I will get these, these traits along with undead bonus damage, right? But you see the damage is 45 8 to 83, base damage. But if I switch the other one, it says 67 to 98 versus 45 to 83. However, my attack speed is slower. It says 0.743 second, but my wand is 0.525 second, which is faster. So this one is slower, but does more base damage. It's good for bursty and everything. Also, I have 1 point in strength, so it gives me 1 point in strength over here. Also, it gives me 3 point in wisdom, which is this guy over here. I have mana cost efficiency plus 5%. And humanoid bonus damage times 4. You see the strength 1 and wisdom 3. Those points over here are applicable to either you swap from one weapon to another. So if I swap weapon, I still have the same stats. If I swap weapon, I still have the same stats. So these stats at the top, it doesn't matter if you swap weapon, you're still gonna keep those stats. The only difference I would believe is the trait. So undead bonus damage 4, humanoid bonus damage 4, these would be different, I believe, for these traits if you are to swap weapon. So that's one thing that could be different. Also, like I said, the attack speed and the range. See, my staff is 16 meter. This one is 16.8 meter. The other thing that you have to bear in mind is the skill. Over here, as you can see, firing bombs or projectile with staff or wands has a 95% chance to fire an additional bomb or projectile that deals 5% of base damage. So it means that either you use a staff or a wand, you will have 95% chance to fire an additional bomb or projectile that does, 5% base damage. Now, if you were to use a longbow, if you were to use a sword, if you were to use, I don't know, anything else that is not a staff or a wand, you would not get this perk, this 95% chance to fire additional bomb or projectile because you don't have a staff or a wand. So that's why this passive is exceptionally useful if you have a staff or a wand. So if you have a longbow, it may not be beneficial for you. Another thing I want to show you, if I go to this set over here, you will notice I have a longbow and I have a wand, right? So again, the longbow has 16 meter. This one is 16.8. So as you can see, the base damage for the longbow is 36, between 36 and 99 base damage, and this one is 45 to 83 base damage. But this attack speed is 0.525. This one is 0.675. So this one is slower. So if I go to my secondary quick slot over here, you can see. So if you see at Roxy's arrowhead, if you were to use this over here as passive, it says shooting arrows with longbows or crossbows has a 5% chance to shoot an additional arrow that deals a damage 63% of base damage. So if you are to use a wand as your primary weapon or a staff, this will not be applicable at all. So you will not get that perk. However, if you look at Sniper Sense, this would be applicable to any range weapon because it does not specify that you need to have a short bow or a crossbow. It only says that any distance away from the target increases the melee, the magic, and the range critical hit chance by 12 and critical damage by 0.4%. So it doesn't matter if you have a longbow or if you have a staff or a wand. So some perks is applicable to every range weapon. Same with rapid fire stance. Remaining stationary for 2 seconds increase attack speed by 12% and magic melee range hit chance by 100. So this is applicable to any range weapon, not just the bow. If I go to my set number 3, so now I have a longbow and I have a staff, right? So if you look carefully here, 16 meter, 0.675. 16 meter 0.743. So this one is slower, this one is faster. This one is 36 to 99 base damage. This one is 67 to 98 base damage. So there's a difference, of course. So you have to double check the DPS and the speed. So if I go to my quick slot set number 3, I have Mana Ball Eruption and also have Roxy's Arrowhead. However, the only time that this perk will be applicable is if I use a staff or a wand. So I would get this perk, this 95% chance to fire additional bomb projectile, right? But if I change weapon, I would have the Roxy's Arrowhead perk, which is shooting arrows with longbows or crossbow has a 5% chance to shoot additional arrow, right? So it depends. So in this situation, switching weaponry will have an impact on the passive that you choose. So you always have to double check which passive that you have. So that's how you figure out the differences, if it's beneficial or not, or if it's important or not to use one weaponry above the other or not. Me, I use the one most of the time because I love the quickness, and it's more of a personal, subjective, decision. Technically, sometimes I do use the staff, but like I said, because my quick slot number 1, the Manable Eruption is beneficial for either staff or wand, which is why I don't really care if I play with staff or wand. I will just go with the wand. Technically, this is my personal decision. But if, let's say, you play, with a staff and a longbow, then it will matter if you choose these two passive. So I hope that this clarifies things up. If it does, please like us up. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders, now we ain't out in movies.